Hey everybody, how's it going? Vlad here. Cheers to you. Happy Saturday morning. On the patio, I just had breakfast. Like I told you guys, the weather's starting to make sense in Canada again. Where I am in Canada, let's say, it's starting to feel right to be outside. So I'm trying to make the best out of it before it's overtaken with mosquitoes and stuff like that. And I'm taking the time to kind of enjoy. We had a very long winter this year. We had a very rough winter this year. So, for lack of a better term, I'm outside. Today, I wanted to share with you something that is ongoing for me right now. Is my current burnout and my burnout recovery. I'm an overachiever. For those who don't know, I'm a film critic. I'm a writer. I'm an editor. I'm an actor. I'm a producer. I'm a I work a 9 to 5 in corporate and marketing in tourism. So that's some of the stuff that I do on the side. If I can say on the side, I also do PR for other brands and personality. Oh, it's getting pretty bright right now. Hopefully, you guys can still see me, but we'll leave it as like this for now. So I do also do PR for different brands and personalities. And so, needless to say, I'm a bit of a workaholic. But the thing is, I genuinely love the stuff that I get to do. I'm genuinely so fortunate to be doing the stuff that I'm doing. That over the course of a couple of the last little while, I was surprised to find out that I didn't have it in me to continue. That's the thing that shocked me, right? Is I'm not depressed, but I'm literally so exhausted emotionally and mentally that I got to a point where I felt like if I took on one more thing in my life right now, I was going to crash. And there were signs. There were signs I hadn't seen at first. But there were signs. You know, Typically, like, let's take like my job, right? Typically, when I have an opportunity to work by myself for an extended period of time, that's usually where I get the most productive with my own projects, because there's less scrutiny and less oversight, and you're able to truly be with yourself, with your thoughts, and really focus on stuff. So this time around, I had an opportunity at my job to focus in that situation for an extended period of time. But this time, something different happened. This time, I just felt like I spent more time recovering from the exhaustion, the mental, emotional exhaustion, than actually being able to focus on the job. And sure enough, it had a ripple effect on every other aspects of my life. And it saddened me because at first I didn't know it was burnout, and when I found out it was burnout, I didn't know how serious that was, right? I didn't know how serious that was. So what I did is I took a week off work, told myself that I would recover and then I would come back. And then I did. I got back, and like I said, I tried to manage work part time for a little period of time, and then eventually I actually hit the wall that I was afraid that I would be hitting. And the signs were, I became more cynical. I became more less enthusiastic. I'm a very positive person. I'm a glass half full type of person, but I was constantly on edge, and I generally felt like I was about to explode. And then, insomnia, loss of appetite, loss of energy, all these things compiled, right? And I can't even say it's predominantly my job or the hustle that I do on the side as well. It's not really that. I can't say that's what it is because I think it's mostly a factor of a lot of different things. You know, living in Canada right now, if you're listening to this, is very hard. As a 30-some Euro millennial, here about 30-some. I'm not afraid to tell you my age. I'm 34 years old. But for the people around my age who are in their 30s who are living in Canada, you know that life in Canada has gone very difficult. You know, despite the glamour of that comes with the idea of like free healthcare and all these things, the price of groceries is going up, rent is going up. You can only you know, and the salary in Canada, the average salary in Canada for the middle class is about like $70,000. You know, that means that, you know, you can either fund your investment for future retirement or save money for a house, but you can't do both. Which, you know, obviously it causes people to have certain sort of like, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's actually burnt out. You know, on top of that, people have kids and car notes and stuff like that. It's getting crazy. And during all of that, I just hadn't had time to really take care of myself. So one thing that I did is I started going back to therapy. And when I got to therapy, you know, I was telling my therapist, and that's another factor of my recovery that I want to be honest about. As a black man who lives in North America, I'm fortunate enough to have a black lawyer, a black doctor, and a black therapist, which means that when I encounter life stuff or health stuff or mental or whatever, I don't deal with the kind of gaslighting that occurs when somebody is just trying to dismiss you because they don't really see you as a person, and they don't really connect with you as a person. That's one factor that I want to be honest about. But one thing that my therapist was telling me, she was like, you know, like, I told her at first I took a week off work, and then I tried to like sleep it off, but she was like, nah, burnout is way more serious than that. That means you were probably in that state longer than you realized, and you hadn't paid attention, or you hadn't paid attention to the sign, or you did what most, you know, overachiever do. They see the sign, but they push through until they can't anymore. And that's the part that I want to emphasize on for anybody who's going through that. It wasn't much of a factor of like, I think I confused because of the environment in which I burnt out. I think my symptoms were seen mostly as like laziness. You know what I mean? Whereas in reality, like, if I told you, if you remember all the stuff that I told you that I do, I'm anything but lazy. That was exhaustion that became chronic, and I was about to reach a critical point. And you know, because I love all the things that I do, and because I'm truly passionate, I didn't realize like how much of myself I had given away without really feeling like I was getting anything back. You know, I'm not married, I don't have kids. So I know a lot of people who are in my position, the fact that they have a family to feed, it gives them a sense of purpose that allows them to not feel depleted, because there's the reward factor, right? There's a reward factor that actually matches the amount of effort that they're putting in. Their family gets to be fed. In my case, it's like I had to sort of like completely stop and rethink the whole aspect of what it meant for me to be successful, and why I was doing the things that I was doing. What was I doing it for? And again, sorry about the lighting. I know it's phasing in and out. It's because like when I set up the camera, it was against the sun. It was the specific angle so that the sunlight wouldn't blast the camera. But I guess it's with the clouds and stuff, I miscalculated. So my bad on that. All that to say that I'm in burnout recovery. Now I'm off work for a little bit, and I finally get to address certain things that I didn't have the space to address before. I'm surrounded by good friends and family, and you know, I have healthy hobbies. I'm back to the gym now. You know, as a matter of fact, after this, I'm actually heading to the gym for a little workout session, and then yeah, I'll continue to take care of myself, and I'm gonna use this channel as a sort of like I guess my journal for those of you who wanna tune into my recovery process or whatnot. and and hopefully inspire people to, maybe for you it's going to be a source of support for me if you relate to some of the things that I'm going through. Maybe that's going to allow you to not feel alone or recognize the symptoms within yourself so you can act upon it before it gets critical like it did for me. Yeah, so I'll be posting more and more on this channel, and I don't know what this channel is going to be. We'll see. Right now I'm just here, and I'm just here with you, and I appreciate the fact that you're here with me too.